Zero.
Hello Juan, how are you? As requested in class, wanted to propose several points to be able to talk and discuss the following topics have seemed very important to me since I often listen to them on a day basis. For example, what do you think about these points? The first one. The coronavirus crisis has caused threat to the new industry.
Well, hi Angelica. In my case, the truth is that I do not agree very much with these opinions, since I consider that, on the contrary, this great impact of COVID-19 has generated that many people are more attentive to the news about how to solve this problem. I understand that it should not be easy for people who work in the news industry, since many of them must be very close to hospitals and interviewing people running a risk of being infected. And what do you think?
Yes, I also agree with you. In fact, I would like to add two things to the new and information. Today we know how to take better care of our ourselves and what we must to do to avoid being infected. It also shows us the different core proposals and the time that this can take. I definitely do not consider that great damage has been done.
Okay.
In another question, starting a new business during the COVID-19 outbreak is not a good idea.
Well, the truth is that I do not agree with this quote, because although it is true, it is a difficult time to face due to COVID-19. I consider that it is also an opportunity to reinvent yourself and look for a new alternatives to be able to work and do business. But this is also something that must be taken calmly and start little by little, since to economy must be reactive. And it will not be easy, but we cannot be with crossed hands either. And what do you think?
Well, I agree with your comments. Since I think that perhaps there is always the fear of starting a business, and not necessary because the pandemic has arrived, but because it is difficult to take that impulse and to be independent. I believe that it will always be a good idea to do a business. But I also think that it is important to analyze very well the alternatives and opportunities that can be opened in this context.
Okay.
The three questions. Blockade must be lifted and social distancing can only be relaxed when we have a coronavirus vaccine.
Well, yes, I agree with this quote, because I believe that we should not lower our war during this time and until we have a vaccine that gives us the support to be able to mobilize with our fear. We must bear in mind that this virus is very lethal in all types of the people. What do you think?
Yes, it is very true, and I also agree with this quote. Science consider that the best way to be prepared to face this virus is with the vaccine.
Well, finally, I think we can rescue many things from this conversation. The most important thing is that COVID-19 has not been an impediment for the media, but on the contrary. In other, you can start a business without problems adapting to change. I think finally it is vital to have a cure for this COVID-19 to be able to be calm and be able to live a normal life. Well, this is done. I see you in the class.
Bye.
Bye.